get the team, huh? You get the team, doesn't it?
I'm out the switch.
You, I could do starting team. I could give them a run. This is starting team.
Go. Somebody go. We're like,
Alright, so this is Route 20 with me, it's Troy
like
Pickett.
that.
And today we are taking you to the Diplomats versus Parliamentarian games here at the, actually football match here at the Everest Ground. Troy, the Everest Ground is looking quite, how should I say, beautiful and really much ready for football.
Yes, certainly it's, well, there is additional preparation for the ICC Cricket World Cup, and this will be one of the practice venues. But it's quite remarkable to see the ground in this condition. It's a bit overcast today, and heavy wind coming across from the Atlantic Ocean.
Yes.
But quite a fierce competition expected between the parliamentarians and the diplomats. They had a showdown last year for Guyana's the Guyana Parliament's 70th anniversary. So this is, I would call, a rematch, because the diplomats won that game by 6-3 last year.
Definitely are. Speaking of which, let me take you through the who will be playing for the parliamentarians. So we have the Speaker of the National Assembly, Mr. Mansour Nadir, and he's wearing the number 1 jersey. It would be interesting to see Mr. Nadir.
Well, in fact, he started last year,
He did.
and
yes.
he played for about 50 minutes.
Yeah.
But during that time, the diplomats really took advantage and scored about 3 goals during that period. So I hope that he did a lot of practice for the past year or so, and will be coming better this time around.
All right, I also see here Mr. Jermaine Figueroa. He's an opposition member of parliament who is also chairman of the Public Accounts Committee. Now, I know Jermaine is from Linden, so definitely he has some amount of football in him. And we also have Mr. Shahid Mohammed, followed by Tariq Fortune. Tariq Fortune is a police attached to the Parliament office. We also have Mr. Rodwin Bancroft. Mr. Bancroft is a member of staff at the Parliament office, and he is attached to the personnel department as a personal officer too. We also have Mr. Kenan Richmond. Mr. Richmond is a member of staff at the Parliament office, followed by Mr. Ronald Cox, MP. Mr. Cox is a member of Parliament in the opposition. And Alistair Charlie, MP. Charlie is also a member of Parliament on the government's side. And we look as though they're getting ready to take the field, Troy. But continuing, Arnett Ferguson, she is down to compete here, wearing the number 9 jersey. She's a member of Parliament as well too. And Mr. Neil Smith, he's a member of staff at the Parliament office. Also featuring for the Parliament is Jomo Tobin. Mr. Tobin is a police attached to the Parliament office. Mr. Lennox Schumann. Mr. Schumann is a former deputy clerk. At the National Assembly. Mr. Hugh Todd, he is the Minister of Foreign Affairs and International Cooperation. I know Mr. Todd has a bit of footballing background, hailing from London as well. You know, he used to play the game of football as well. Mr. Kenson Bitton, that should be Butter, sorry. Mr. Collis Burnett, and Mr. Mario Gibson. Mr. Devin Sears, he's also a member of Parliament from the opposition side. He should be wearing the number 17 jersey. Troy, Ron Albert, Denshwar Jaiprasad, he's a member of Parliament from the opposition as well. Tafari David is a member of staff at the Parliament office. Margaret Pile, and she's also a member of staff. Completing the list of players for Parliament is Lakeisha Pearson. She's a national footballer of the Lady Jags as well too. I see here Mr. President Wayne Ford, the Guyana Football Federation President, Delon Cole, and Mr. Dionarine Ramsarup. He is a member of Parliament from the opposition, and Pauline.
Well, I've also noticed Brian Joseph, the technical director for the Guyana Football Federation.
So like
he's
here.
here.
Some shopping.
And yes, I would say they've strengthened their team. And coming out today to meet the teams will be Prime Minister retired Brigadier Mark Phillips. He's already on the ground. A little drizzle now coming across.
We
And
spoke about the overcast earlier.
yes, and now we're getting a little
getting some
drizzle.
shower.
Yes.
A little drizzle for now.
Yeah. But they're looking to get a start. It's just about 3 minutes past the scheduled time, but maybe they were trying to get some of the technical things ironed out. But looking at the Diplomat team, they have some very skillful players. You can see that they had the very heyday. They were top of the line because we have in goal Jake Thomas. He also goalkeeper last year.
Yes.
And we also have Edwin Martinez Gonzalez. He's from Mexico. Will Evans, he will be playing central defense, and he's from England. We also have Sean Barr, he's from Jamaica. Matty Edwards from Canada, he will be playing the left back position. And then there's Rob Edwards from Canada, he will be playing central midfield. Also there is Pierre Gate, and he's playing the right wing. And the right midfield will be Ali Hussein, he's from Guyana. And Charles Solian, he's from Holland. And Reda Amri from Canada is the striker. So that's the lineup for the Diplomat team. I will give you the substitute list in a short while, but they are now getting ready. I can see the officials already in position, and in just a short while we'll have the teams marching out for what we expect to be another exciting match roll.
Troy, you've been around longer than I have. I think back in the day we used to have an inter-cooperation football tournament.
Yes, inter-cooperation. You had Guy Mind Games, all these things. We had football represented. And it's good to see. In fact, last year, when I was doing commentary for this match, I said it's Guyana's World Cup. Because we have almost every country represented here today.
Definitely. I was looking especially at the Diplomat side, from Canada, Jamaica,
France, Mexico, Brazil.
The UK, the United
Yes.
Kingdom is there as well.
Yes.
Spain, Brazil, you have India, and of course the USA. So it's I guess the Diplomats team pulled in, they put together a mini World Cup squad.
And the referee is a Jamaican.
And the referees are Jamaican as well too. I think he's
Percy
Yes.
Lendl. He's also one of the referee project manager in the GFF office. So
Yeah.
we've had quite a representative here. The FIFA anthem now being played or attempted. But I can see the tournament, the match coordinator, Joyan Williams, trying to get everybody together. In fact, Prime Minister is now making his way, getting himself all prepared for when the teams go out to do the official meeting of the teams. And so, as Raul was saying earlier, the Everest ground is in immaculate condition.
It is indeed. I was quite impressed when I came in. I know we've had some showers, heavy downpours, here and there, not too prolonged. And I know that I was speaking to the Mr. Nadir, the Speaker of the National Assembly, who's also the president of this facility, and he was saying that they did some work on the facility as well too. They had some flooding recently, and
well, this is a
yeah,
ground prone to flooding, and it's
Yeah.
that's why I'm saying I'm so impressed to see it in this condition at this stage.
and I took some time when I came earlier, Troy, to walk around the facility because I actually wanted to give a fair assessment of what the venue looks like, and it's pretty good. I was even saying to John Ramsing, a colleague, that look, maybe this is an alternative venue to play football as well too.
Yes, it is. But what has happened? They've had there's a restriction because of the pitch.
Yeah.
And the field itself is 100 by 60 by 100.
Yeah.
They've had to decrease the width a bit
Yeah.
to not to trespass on the pitch that will be used.
Mhm.
So the teams are now lined up, and there's a signal for the anthem to be played now, the FIFA anthem, for the teams to come out. I can see the match coordinator signaling. So, in just a short while, we're just about 5 minutes away from starting time. So, yes, the FIFA
Yes,
anthem.
we're as Troy mentioned, we are right opposite the Atlantic. You can see the shorelines filled with a lot of ships, Troy, as the FIFA anthem is being played to usher in the two teams with the parliamentarian side wearing decked out in their yellow tops and black bottom, taking on the Diplomats. As I mentioned, they played here last year. The Diplomats won, right? Or the
Yes,
Parliamentarians?
Diplomats won by 6 goals to 3.
Yes, I can remember watching it on the live stream. They had
But
a young lady
as I said
scoring a lot of
before,
goals.
3 of the goals came very early
Yeah.
when the Speaker of the House, the
So you're saying
Honorable
that he's-
Manzoor Nazir.
He's saying the Speaker of the House is as a
Well, that's why
goalkeeper
I was
is
hoping
porous.
that he did his best in training, because I know that Jake Thomas also from Diplomats, he would have had some work to do last year as well. So
Yes.
both of them should be in their prime now.
I never know Jake as a football player, though. I know him from the basketball court for a very long time. So it's interesting. I told him it's kind of funny that I see him back in goal this year if he would have done some additional work as well, too. See the Speaker of the National Assembly, he's all decked out again, Troy. So
Yeah.
it seemed as though he did some earlier work. He's looking fit.
Well, we have to look at this new lineup because you call the team there, but I'm seeing the director of sport, Mr. Stephen Val
Yes.
there. There's Brian Joseph. So the parliamentary lineup is a very new team, so to speak. Yes, and Prime Minister Mark Phillips is introduced to the speaker, who more than likely
Yes, actually,
is the
the
captain.
So the new list
Yeah.
for the Parliament squad, the starting lineup for Parliament, we have Mr. Manzoor Nadir, the Speaker of the National Assembly. He's in goal. Tariq Fortune. We have Rodwin Bancroft, Neil Smith, Lennox Schumann. We also have in goal there Jomo Tobin, Ron Albert as well too. I'm seeing in goal too Mr. Butters, Brian Joseph, Technical Director of the Guyana Football Federation, Ronald Cox rather, he's in goal. And Devin Sears, he's starting as well too. And Mr. Jai Prasad is also on the pitch as well too. So I'm also seeing there the Director of Sport, Mr. Steve Ninval. He is in goal. And I see him, the Speaker's jersey, he has number 1, and he's the goalie.
Yes, he's well pronounced.
So you definitely can't miss him. Ask what position he's playing.
Well, last year they had a novelty at halftime, because I see they have a 20-minute, and if you score on the speaker, you receive the prize. That was one of the novelty last year at halftime. I don't know if that will be
he's
part of the
looking-
program today, but
He's
that
looking
was
like he's been in this position in goal for quite some time, Troy.
yeah. Well, I know that he might have had a little time playing football in his younger days, and now donning here once again and looking very agile and sprightly
I see
for this clash here today.
The Director of Sport, a former colleague of ours here in the media,
Yeah.
and a former member of Parliament himself too. So it's no
Yes,
strange.
of
It's not.
So he could have
Yes.
either played on either side.
He could have played on either side.
Yes,
but
as a-
I know I'm happy to see there's an ambulance here as well too, and there's medics and first responders.
Well, what I can
available
say,
with a lot of Red
what I
Star.
can say, what I found last year is that the players played within their limits.
Yeah.
But in the second half, the Parliament brought on a few younger players, and they were no match. They were very, physical. So they were cautioned to take it light and so on. But otherwise, it was a really exciting contest.
Definitely, and they're getting through their team photographs, having their team
Well, I can see
photographs
some of
being
them could hardly bend there for the photograph. But that's part of the international.
taken. The youthful.
To get the players to take a photograph, and the director, in fact the match coordinator, they will know a little team talk there for the
Team talk.
parliamentary side. And
I wish if they had a little bit more lights here, though, Troy, at the venue. I don't
well,
think they
it's a kind of transition between the actual sunlight and the light,
yeah.
so it might get a little better as the night progress. So
Definitely.
we have the two captains, yes, and number 14 for the Diplomats, and that's Charlie Sullen. He's the captain of the diplomatic team, and they're now meeting the officials here tonight. Uh, as I said, the man carrying the whistle is Lendell Perth of the Guyana Football Federation, one of our former FIFA referees, now more in an administrative role in the Guyana landscape, football landscape.
His assistants will come from some of the young referees.
Young referees, yes.
Guyana Football Federation has been pushing really hard to have younger referees involved in the game, particularly women.
Yes, and then what is amazing is that one of the officials there, I think she might be the fourth official, is also one of the account staff of the Guyana Football Federation.
Really
and she started refereeing just about a year ago, and here she is out there now, working. Yeah, she will be the fourth official. And the other two officials, I think the young lady, I will get her name in a short while, was part of the FIFA training recently. Both referees in the training they had in October last year. So we have the lights coming here. It looked like Prime Minister retired Brigadier Mark Phillips will do the kickoff because he's still on the field. So it's all set. We have a glare. Thank you very much, cameraman. Bring the ball in closer. And so in just a short while, you see the kind of skill there.
Number 12.
That's right. And that's Reda Amri. He is the center forward. And
look like a former player as well too.
Yes,
Troy.
that's right. So these players are very, very good. What I've noticed here is they don't have as many young players as they had last year.
Yeah.
And they had a young lady, I'm trying to remember her name, but she scored 3 of the goals for
she actually played the game as well too.
Yes.
She was a former player.
Oh yeah, Jessica.
Yes, she was a former
Teasdale,
player.
yes. Just Jessica Teasdale. She scored 3 of the goals last year. In fact, she piloted the Diplomats to victory. So Prime Minister will do the kickoff.
It should have been. I'm guessing the parliamentarians would have been glad to see the Prime Minister suit up as well too. He's no
That's
stranger
right.
to the sport of football.
As a representative, that's right. So, as we're all said,
Just about game time though, Troy, getting into the action. What we've all came here to see. The Diplomats.
they will have the first kick.
goal. They're playing against the parliamentarians. Look like we have who's attacking there. It looks like Devin Sears is attacking. We have Director Sport Stephen Inval. He is playing as the attacking winger. Right? And you're also seeing there the Diplomats just working the ball around quite nicely.
Yes.
And, feeling each other out, playing it through. It's touching. They look as though they've been training for quite some time, Troy.
Yeah, in fact, they do. There is from what I understand, that they normally meet every weekend at CARICOM Secretariat. There's a little pitch there,
They do.
so that they practice there. So this is not a team that is coming here just to kick today.
No.
They've been together and working together as a unit. So the parliamentarians is a lot, I would say, more of a, all-star team.
Definitely.
Basically.
Give Brian Joseph getting some work there in early. He was a former national player as well too, the technical director of the Guyana Football Federation. And the ball stays in. Pierre, from the French's first attempt on goal. Looks as though they're going to get a goal kick or a corner. No, a goal kick. So it's Pierre's first attempt on goal
Let's
as well
look
too.
at the replay. Shot taken, but it went wide of the mark.
I thought it ricocheted off of the parliamentarian
No, it's a.
player. At least
But
from-
it went along with the breeze. We have Brian Joseph playing the central defense role,
a position that he's
Familiar
actually
with, yeah,
familiar with as a former player
national
as well
player.
too. But so far, the Diplomats have been in control of this one in their opening stages of the game. And you have the director of sport gingerly chasing the ball. It goes out for a throw, and it would go to the parliamentarians. Director of sports Stephen Inval would administer the throw. Calls straight back, squares it nicely back into the path of the Diplomats though, Troy.
But what I was surprised is that the game is being played for 90 minutes, but they're having a 20-minute half. So we give them a little more time to recuperate.
Yes, definitely.
But
Joseph
in
hung
control.
there by Pierre, you know, from France. Ball plays up the field. Joseph coming forward, having a lot of action in the opening stages of this game. Troy, Brian Joseph, the ball plays forward to Devin Sears, but Jake takes a save.
Yeah, very early in this game. And we're just 2.5 minutes so far in the game. Takes a kick. No more for his basketball exploits, but now
Yes,
the mainstream goalkeeper for the Diplomats.
definitely. And the captain for the Diplomats, though, number 14 is Charlie Sulin.
Yes. And we have Reda Amri.
Now we're
He's
seeing
the,
a play down on the. Oh,
yes,
nice,
lovely.
touch there from the Diplomats. An attempt on goal, and there is the first goal of the game, coming in compliments for the Diplomats, scored by 16. Scored by number 16, Roberto Cruz. Roberto Cruz is from Brazil, and definitely showing off some of those samba moves. to
yes,
get
he
to
was
goal.
he was one of the players who excelled last year, and coming here and looking lethal already. One of the younger players in the squad. So let's look at it once again. Number 16.
Good shot on
well,
goal.
well, it looked like the
I thought you told
the
me
goalkeeper.
I thought you told me the keeper did some work from
No.
last year to know.
Well, I
Sure.
was assuming, but that was basically a stretch. So
Easily got by the,
what
Speaker of
what
the National Assembly in goal.
what the speaker did say last year is that they were giving them what you would call the handicap, giving them like a 3-goal advantage, a 3-goal start, right? And then they will.
Then he would have probably had an all-star team, Troy, for this one. So the score of the game, if you're not joining us, is 1-0. Goal scored by Roberto Cruz from Brazil, playing for the Diplomats, and it's 1-0. Diplomats leading this one, and a little step over, very Ronaldo-like, the Brazilian Ronaldo, of course, and just a little flick, a little volley there from just outside 18 to get on goal, beating the Speaker of the National Assembly, Devin Sears. They're doing what I think he sees on television. Never known to be Devin as a footballer, but nonetheless he looks good, and the parliamentarians are trying to get back into this one as Pierre comes forward. Another ball through, and there is now Charlie Sulin, and
Captain,
Pierre
shot
just
taken.
over goal there by Pierre. He's been hunting that defense down. His second shot on goal, just whistling over the crossbar, Troy.
Yeah, well, this is quite a heavy start there by the Diplomats, and that ball could have gone in because of the wind, but luckily it just sailed over the crossbar. So the goal kick taken by Joseph, and it comes down, and Joseph under pressure once again. Number 14 looks like, and the parliamentary team trying to get themselves organized. You're under a little pressure in defense, but there is number 3, a nice little move there, and he sends down offside, signaling yes. The whistle now going, and Reda Amri indicating that he was in line when the in line with the defender. But it is an offside call there, and Joseph will once again take the free kick and head it away. And going now to Sullen, the captain of the diplomatic team, couldn't take control, and it would be a throw in. It looks like Schumann who will take the throw. And the whistle going, more than likely we are unable to see what happened there, but I want to suspect it might have been a foul throw.
Definitely. I saw the director of sport got away with one earlier. So the first throw-in that was given to the parliamentarians. Yeah, it looks as though you're absolutely right, Troy. At least from where we're not able to see that, but it looks as though it was definitely a foul throw going back to the Diplomats. The Diplomats have been in control of this one from the opening touch, Troy, and there they are again, giving giving Brian Joseph a lot of work, and this one should be taken easily by Jake. So nonetheless, the score in the game still 1-0, just about almost 8 to 10 minutes, almost 8 minutes into the affairs here at the Everest ground. A little crowd on hand here at the venue. Step over again there by Roberto Cruz, and he seems to like that move. Troy Pierre there getting on goal. He's in the 18, throws it across, and it will go for a corner. The parliamentarians clearing that one, and so far the two forwards for the Diplomats in Pierre and Roberto Cruz, they have been putting the parliamentarians' defense at work.
Yeah, and Butters actually one of the defenders for the Parliament, using his body beautifully there just now to get the striker off track. That's why the play shifted to the right side of the field. But it will be a goal kick, and it looks like Butters who is standing over the ball. And two balls are on the field right now. And we have, looks like Joseph, who's in charge of the kick out, Butters now encouraging the players to move forward, but we don't know how far the ball will reach. Definitely. But it's now running all the way back, and looks like number 15, and that's Will Evans, who will play the ball, and it goes out of play, and it will be a throw to the parliamentary team. And the former deputy speaker steps up now to take the throw, and he would have had an illegal throw a short while ago, but was much better this time. And Evans clearing, but not far away, and it comes off the body of Suleiman. And the throw, you can see how heavy the wind is blowing here. Yes, exactly. It just you have to actually throw it in and let the wind take it in another direction. But the Diplomats are on the attack once again, and this could be a promising build-up here for the Diplomats, but there it goes once again as the young Brazilian number 11, that's Roberto Cruz, moving forward. In fact, Pierre Gates, sorry. And Butters clearing there for the parliamentarians.
Cruz is getting quite dicey up front, and there is Pierre chopping things up a bit, and they're in the area. Ball to go.
A little cough out there.
A little punch out there by the Speaker of the National Assembly.
Well, that looked more like a cough. That wasn't a punch, a genuine goalkeeper punch.
Had to look closely to see if it was a play in front of him.
Yeah, it looked more like a boxer,
yes.
A boxer punch.
Double fisted as well too. Maybe he's practicing his MMA.
Yeah, well, that's exactly what this game is all about. It's about fun. And these players are giving it their all. Some of them would have retired from football many, many years ago, and now coming here to display, some of their talent, some of their former skills, and looking very composed this evening.
Definitely. And the Diplomats are all over this game, Troy. And so far, the score is 1-0, and there is a goal scorer, Cruz, passing it, trying to play it through to to Pierre from France.
And there is Matty Edwards, one of the lone female for the diplomatic team. And the shot taken there. And once again. But I don't believe that the parliamentary goalkeeper is getting as much work as he did in the first last year. In fact, it's not, while the build-up by the Diplomats very aggressive, but the shots are not many towards the goal. So at this stage, it's still 1-0 with 11 minutes 44 seconds on the clock on official. Joseph kicks out now and looking to find his players, but once again the Diplomats win it once again. Number 16 and number 12 with his little fancy footwork cleared away there, but the Diplomats winning it once again with number 3 in control. And 11 takes a shot, and the goal number 2
by Pierre.
So this is not looking good for the parliamentarians' role.
I wonder if he would say the same thing again this right now. Hopefully we get the replay. But I wonder if he would say the same thing again, that, you know, they're giving them a handicap.
a 3-goal handicap. And then he will come off and give another keeper. But that was a very good strike. I think even a regular goalkeeper would have had difficulty saving that shot there. It was a very powerful shot and struck the net as the Diplomats try to come forward with number 22. And the Diplomats are in control once again. And taking it down on the right side is number 13. And this is a lot of pressure. And I don't know how long they have had a substitution with Pearson, one of our national female strikers, coming on to shore up things in defense for the Diplomats. But
and there is Jake taking a save.
Yeah.
And Pearson could change how this game turns out.
Yeah.
With her style of play. She's a very aggressive player, and she's fit, actually, very fit. A prominent member of the Lady Jags, who've done quite well this year for themselves. Also, and you're seeing the parliament side are changing things up a bit. The Diplomats are still in control. 2-0 with goals scored by Pierre and Roberto Cruz. Brazil and France, 2 winners of the World Cup as well.
That's right. That's what I'm telling you. This is our World Cup here at the Everest Cricket Ground on Carfest Avenue. But there is Pilar. I think that's her name. The second female. In fact, she's one of the starters. Margaret Pilar, playing for the parliamentary side. And
there
the Diplomats
Cruz
once again
plays it through nicely to the team's captain. It looked like he was offside in that one, though.
Yeah, he was in an offside position that time.
One of the most controversial calls in all of football.
Well,
doesn't matter what league you play in, big or small, it has been the most controversial call in the sport as well.
Even with the VAR now, it's not being it's still not conclusive, so to speak.
Yes, and every time you thought you know enough about the rule, you don't. You know, so there is Pierre going forward now. He just scored to put the Diplomats up 2-1, and there is Pearson coming forward. She's using her youth. The Lady Jacks plays it through nicely to her parliamentarian teammate.
A very strong whistle there. I don't know what's the infringement, but the referee had to be very close to the play. So the parliamentary side made a few changes because they have the opportunity to have a continuous rotation, so they can actually bring in and take off players as they wish. But it's still, the pressure's still on the parliamentary team, as a pass taken there goes to, in fact, I would say a pass to the goalkeeper and not a shot at goal. But he passed it out to Butters.
I'm not too keen about that throughout from the Speaker of the National Assembly. And there is the parliamentarians. Look like he's offside as well too. They're not relaxing the rules in this game. As you said, it's kind of funny that they are playing 90 minutes.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Usually might do a little
70 minutes and thing, but they're playing 90 minutes with a 20-minute halftime. But during that period, I know last year they had some novelty events where some of the parliamentarians were called out to have a kick at the goal, and the keeper was the speaker of the assembly. But there is number 16
Roberto
once
Cruz
again.
works
Cruz.
his way in the defensive third for the parliamentarians, and they got it back. Pierre slips it through, and there is number 10. He's kind of like leave that alone for the. Looks as though I'm not sure what Mr. Nadir is doing, but let's hope that he doesn't stay in goal all night. But as you said, Troy, it's all about having fun.
Yes,
today.
it's the spirit of the
Yes,
game.
yes,
It's
spirit
not
of the
just
game.
about the result, but the spirit of the game. And I'm sure that everyone, in fact, came out here with great intentions, good intentions of performing. And we're seeing a lot of substitutions being made by the parliamentary team, trying to bring in reinforcement to counter what has been happening here. It looks like the
You're gonna have
the
a change?
director is already off the field.
Yes. I think the director.
Yes, he's
probably-
coming off
he's
now,
coming
actually,
off
number
now,
3.
actually.
So there's a lot of changes being made. The younger players now injecting fresh legs into this lineup, although I cannot say. Let's see if they will have that kind of striking intensity now, because that has been the problem. They've been unable to really get the ball over the halfway line and put any kind of pressure on the
Definitely. I
diplomatic
see
team.
the diplomatic team. The diplomats are being coached by Verlon Mills, former national player who's doing an amazing job with his Verlon Mills Academy, unearthing the next talent for Guyana's football. And he's coaching in diplomats, and it's Kieran there as well too. Kieran Williams is coaching the parliamentarians. So
Well, last year the national coach Shabazz was in charge of the parliamentary side. Yes,
beautiful turn.
What a
Beautiful. You know, still got it though. He still got it. Still in control. Plays it forward nicely to Pierre, the second goal scorer of the game, who slips it. This was intercepted by the parliamentarians, and there is Pearson. Bad pass, and it's picked up again. So we're seeing a little bit more intensity, as you stated, Troy, with the substitutions that were made by the parliamentarians now looking quite different. A bit more youthful up front.
Yeah.
And there they are. They're looking good.
Yeah, but
Jake
what they have
just
to
might be
realize
tested
also
thereafter.
that it's a little smaller field, so
Yes.
by the time you give a big kick and the ball coming with the breeze will actually run off very quickly.
Mm-hmm.
But we have, it looks like number 6 for the diplomats. Some of these players, we haven't seen them
Yes.
actually on the field for the night.
Yes.
Because
Is it Jamaican?
it's centered, yes, that's Sean Ball. But
The
it's centered
Jamaican.
among a few players, mostly the midfielders and strikers, who are really carrying this team here tonight. And the intermittent intervention of the goalkeeper, Jake Thomas, who just had about 2 little, I should say, brushes with the law.
So, all right,
Shot
so
taken there.
the score is 2-0 in favor of the Diplomats. Goal scored by Roberto Cruz and Pierre Gate. So Brazil and France hook up. So we just had a very strong whistle coming there from Mr. Pert. A very strong whistle coming there from Mr. Pert. And the Diplomats would clear this one out. Look like the technical director, former national player Brian Joseph, trying to set his field. You know, they've been looking good in the attacking third recently. Just of late, the parliamentarians, as they put it back, plays it backwards, intercepted. Oh, beautiful move there, picked apart the end. Look pretty nice. Looks as though he's there is Pierre back up in front, surrounded by yellow jerseys though, and keeping the Mansour Nadir must be a very happy man, you know, seeing his side coming to his rescue. Fabio wearing the number 10 jersey, and there we have a breakaway. Jake put to the test, And it looks as though we're having the very first goal of the game for the Parliamentarians. And the goal scored by, trying to get the goal scorer, number 16 for the Parliamentarians.
Well,
Score that one.
Yeah, well, when we look at this here from the noise there, it just indicate the support that the local parliamentarians have, because they were actually calling that goal, and a nice little move there around the goalkeeper by number 16 of the Parliament side. We'll get that.
Romario Gibson.
So,
Right, goal scored by Romario Gibson. And Troy, you did say with a number of the few of the changes that they would have made, brought a little life to their attack, and resulted in a goal as well.
That's what they really wanted, and you can see the build-up on the right side. It was very compelling when the ball came out there, and we cannot rate Jake Thomas much better than the speaker. So any opportunity or a shot at goal, the result could be different. So
you mentioned a smaller pitch as well,
yeah.
too, so the ball will get down there faster. And they're going through Gibson now. The Parliamentarians. I realize the Diplomats are playing a very high press. Most of their defense.
Yeah, that's why
third.
there was that
And
little switch, that little advancement there by the parliamentary team down the right
And
side.
it looks as though they're about to make a substitution. The parliamentary side about to make a substitution. So, score in the game, 2-1, just about 24 minutes into this encounter. A 90-minute encounter here at Everest. Windy with the lush breeze coming from the Atlantic. And it's not raining goals, but we've just had some drizzles here and there. Slight overcast, nonetheless, in Georgetown. A cool Thursday evening here at the Carfesta Avenue facility.
Yeah, one of the players to watch also is Tafari David for the parliamentary side. He was one of the main goal scorers last year. And I'm seeing in this lineup, but he's not as visible as we expect him to be at this early stage in the game. But maybe coming later on, we'll see his prowess.
Yeah, see the Abby Thomas, the Canadian, made her way into the game. She is, I see she's listed here as a defender who plays both the center and the left back position. So that will go for a throw. It would be in favor of the parliamentary side, and they're looking very youthful, the parliamentary side. And then let's see how it goes. They're already 1 goal short of equalizing this one. Still trail 2-1. And they've had a bad throw there from Pearson, and there is Pierre, one of the goal scorers, scored his second goal of the match, and it looks as though he could not have kept that one in play for the parliament side.
And at the end of this match, in fact, every one of the players will receive medals, their trophies. It's really a kind of, as I said, a local World Cup here, and I'm sure there are a lot of parliamentarians. Where we are from the commentary point, the lineup alone for the parliamentary team, we've noticed about 24 members of parliament in that lineup. So some of them who may not have done the uniforms more than likely would be in the main pavilion watching on and offering their support to the parliamentary team, Ron.
Definitely. Jake looking quite comfortable. Had 1 goal pierced his net so far, and the goal scorer, Gibson, is trying to slip it around. Beautiful move there by Gibson, using the youth on his side. But there are the Diplomats. So the
lovely give and go there.
1-2 punch. Roberto sends this one up.
Wow, that's. And they still have possession of the ball there. A nice throw inside there. Well, this is a double team, but the Diplomat not giving up, the flag waving there, showing an infringement against the Diplomat side. So number 11 will step up to take the kick. And that's Pierre Gate. Now takes a kick inside and an attempted header, but the Diplomatic player couldn't get the head on. So it's a 2-1 game in favor of the Diplomatic side. But it looks like we will have the speaker playing for most of this first half, or if not for the entirety of this game. But the ball is running loose now, goes all the way to Jake Thomas of the Canadian High Commission, and he sends over to his right back, number 15, as the Diplomats once again come forward. Number 8 sends it forward there, and a little signal for offside. A shot taken.
And a shot and goal.
Another goal there.
It's given. Yes, it's given. 3-1. The goal scored by number 10 for the Diplomats, Fabio. The Guyanese on the squad scored for the Diplomats there. Fabio, good goal. And there was some calls for offside there by the parliamentarian side, by the parliament
But
side.
it was very close to the assistant referee,
Correct.
so I believe that the call might have been genuine. But as I said before, it's one of the
And there
more
we have- there the
controversial
ball plays
rules
through.
in football.
There is Fabio,
You see?
picks it up, slips it over nicely, beating the agile Mansour Nadir in goal, Speaker of the National Assembly. So that's 3-1. Last year it started just the same, right?
And then the speaker came off, brought on a much better goalkeeper, and they were able to get a little control. But by that time, the difference in goal caused that eventually the Diplomats held on to that 3-goal advantage and went on to win the match. So a little clearance there by Gibson. So Gibson moving both up and down the field, one of the younger players, and trying to give support to the defensive half of the parliamentary side. So we have a few ball boys there working on the side, but it's now number 7 who will take the throw-in for the Diplomat side. A little push and pull there, but taken away eventually as the parliamentary side comes forward now. Once again, it's Gibson, gets past his man, a tackle, and sure, it will be a penalty kick, yes, being awarded there by referee Perth Ninval. Tackle just at the tip of the box. Oh, it looks like it happened just outside from our replay there, but the referee, who was a little out of position there, called it a penalty. But from what we're seeing here from our vantage point, the tackle came just outside of the box. So let's see who will step forward to take this kick. Looks like Gibson, the man who's stepping forward.
Like Gibson.
Oh, it looks like Brian Joseph. We have a few players standing up around. And so could we have a little position there for the goal? Oh yes, the camera now focusing there on the kick and the shot taken. So it's now 2-1 in favor. Well, the parliamentary side, Guyana Parliament, just scored there, and from a penalty kick, and you will get the goal scorer in a short while.
So 3 goals to 2. Goal coming from the penalty, and Gibson will get the goal scorer's name in a bit. And we are, as they will say, cooking with gas. It's 32 minutes into this encounter as Fabio hunts down Brian Joseph, who takes control of this one though, slips it wide to his teammate Pearson, playing in the midfield position. There is Pierre working extremely hard. Back to Fabio. And Fabio also scored a beautiful goal, the 3rd goal of the night for the Diplomats. They're working this one around. Get to Roberto Cruz, the Brazilian, who had the opening goal of the game in this encounter here between the Parliamentarians and the Diplomats. So Parliament versus the Diplomats. This is the 2nd time that they've been playing. The Diplomats would have won the last encounter 6 goals to 3 just last year. And so far, the Diplomats are, I don't want to say in control, but they're leading this encounter 3-2. Scoring 3 unanswered goals before the Parliamentarians bounced back through Gibson and a penalty just a short while ago. And we are, you see the crowd is swelling a little. As Coach Vernon Mills sending his team back a bit. Sort of a no-look pass there to Gibson. And a foul.
So the goal scorer for Parliament, the penalty kick was Collis Burnett, and I think he was substituted shortly after. So they're actually using the players effectively, trying to inject fresh legs into this game, as Pearson now is double teamed there, but she moves nicely, has a lot of experience, plays internationally for Guyana. But a kick there by Joseph struck the hand of one of the diplomatic players, and the ball comes out now, running free, and it will be a throw-in, it looks like. So 3 goals to 2, much closer than last year, as the Parliament injecting fresh legs into this team very early. And we've seen the players, in fact, they would have a squad of shot taken there. Very powerful shot. The player on the pressure, that's Reda Amri, but managed to get a shot off anyway. And it went wide of the mark. So the Diplomats are not shy at taking shots at goal. As we see Joseph trying to marshal his troops here now, sends the ball, played short to his right defender. As Pearson comes forward once again, being double teamed, lost possession to Pierre. In fact, she wins it back and will take the throw. Call there from the referee.
Not sure what that was. Looks like a foul throw. So if you're now joining us here on Facebook, you are watching the 2nd edition of the Parliamentarians versus the Diplomats, and the game again being held at the Everest ground on Carfest Avenue. Beautiful facility here, during the day when we had some sunlight earlier, you could have seen the beauty of the facility and the lush green on the pitch there as well too. But nonetheless, we're here now, 3-2. Diplomats are up and they're hunting to keep that trophy. They won the trophy last year, winning 6 goals to 3 right here at the Everest ground. So let's see what happens though. The Parliamentarians playing with a little bit more purpose now,
Yeah, well, when we look at
some fresh legs into the game.
Yeah, and the officials tonight, as I mentioned, Denver Pert, he's carrying the whistle, and we have assistant referee 1, Brandon Cyrus, and assistant referee 2, Mitera Thomas, and the 4th official is Alicia Cummings. So those are the officials for tonight. It looks like another foul throw. And it's you can see that a mile away. So But quite a comeback here from the Guyana Parliament team. And it looks like a little handball there. Number 17. That's one of the substitute for the Parliament team. That's Manjit. And Davis Gibson moving down once again, sends out and cleared away. It looks like it will run all the way for a corner kick, the first corner for the Diplomats. So not many substitutes being made. In fact, the Diplomats have a very small bench, but unlike the parliamentary side, but they're standing up, standing their ground, and a nice little the ball held on by Jake, and it's cleared away eventually. So a very good, agile, and that would have been a basketball take there, Rob.
Yes, Brown out his little basketball skills.
Yeah.
There, Jake.
He might have had some difficulty on the ground, but that was in the air, so he used a nice little stretch to get to the ball there. So another corner kick there. Gibson will take it, number 16. And looks like will be a right foot kick. Comes inside there now and grabbed there by Jake Thomas, the goalkeeper, one of the Diplomats attached to the Canadian High Commission. And sends a long kick down, finds number 7, who moves forward now. And
oh, beautiful ball.
yeah, lovely inside, but cleared away. And the Diplomatic side really, nice very turn. Nice turn there by Burnett, the man who scored not so long ago. Moves inside. You could tell that he's still an active player. The ball comes through now, but the Diplomats win it back. And number 8 controls nicely, looking for his players, and being pressured there by Pearson. And handball call there, but the referee didn't actually notice it.
Intercepted the ball there from Brian Joseph, and that should be Fabio. Fabio wearing the number 10 jersey, tried to place the ball wrong, and they got it. No, it's off.
So we have about 12 minutes remaining in this first half, and it's scored by 3-2. And we have a very packed pavilion, and I know after the match there is a lot of socializing by all the players and spectators and so on. So this is quite an entertaining event. It's not just about the football, but the interaction by diplomats and parliamentarians, and also spectators, football officials, and so on. So everybody come out here on this day. Last time it was played close to Guyana's Republic anniversary, and this year it's close to Guyana's independence anniversary. So both times significant. One time for Republic, and this time for independence. So
Sean Barr is a good ball in, headed out by Joseph. Sean Barr is the program manager, the Agri, from the CARICOM Secretariat, Agri Department.
And even while the seniors are on the field playing, the children of the Diplomats are having their own little game on the sideline. So they're having their own fun with the ball. So looks like we still have a continuity of the Diplomats in the future.
Definitely. All right, so we're just about 5 minutes or so to go in game time. I'm not sure how many stoppage time would be added to this one, but it was a pretty free-flowing game.
Yes.
And the Diplomats came out quite early.
Yeah, there were the children there having their fun. So it's not just about the adults, but the children are also enjoying themselves.
Definitely. Diplomats came out, 3 early goals. The Parliament side rebounded from the penalty spot, and with a opening answer there from Gibson.
So Number 6 now, it looks like Ba, who sends inside, looking for support. And the Diplomats still in control. The ball goes forward there. The player, in fact, a substitute and takes a shot.
Really close.
Goes over the crossbar, and it will be a goal kick. So the speaker, our goalkeeper, signaling. I think he's making a substitution.
A rough guess.
He's a captain of the
Say
team,
that we're
so he's indicating
moments
that,
away from the end of this first half.
signaling a basketball substitution.
Almost to the end of this first half. That's a guesstimate, okay?
Yes, he's indicating something to the referee. I think maybe the shirt that the player is wearing, I don't know what it is, but the referee is now attending to whatever protest, or I would say might not be a protest, it might be a strong word, but whatever was indicated, caution, or what was indicated to him by the speaker. So time is winding down here in the first half. 3 goes to 2.
And trying to get, he actually did get a touch and goal. The ball flicked back to Brian Joseph, who plays it down long, but it's.
And every time the ball comes on the right side, we see the crowd roars when it's going close to Gibson, because he's a man who actually opened the scoring for the Parliamentarians.
Definitely.
And then the second goal came off a penalty kick from Collis Burnett. So 3 goes to 2. And
the referee's watching as his clock.
oh yes, as I did indicate.
The color of his uniform.
Yeah.
Right. The Diplomats now, they don't quite look the same, since they made some changes. Some of the right ones, they brought on some young, fresh legs, and it looks like referee Port would have signaled halftime.
End of an exciting opening half in this
came out,
feature football match, bringing together Team Diplomats and Team Parliament.
Then the second
At the
goal
halfway
scored
stage,
by
at the end of 45
Fabio
minutes,
Gate. And then
the defending champions, Team DPL, leading 3 goals to 2 over Team Parliament.
The Parliamentarians rebounded by having an opening goal of their own
Everest Cricket Club
for
is
their
one of
account
the
by
practice venues
Gibson,
for the ICC
and then from
Men's
the
T20
penalty
World Cup
scoring the
2024.
other one. So it's 3-2
Trophy
for
is in
the
Guyana.
Diplomats,
And
up
ladies and
upper
gentlemen,
hand
at
on the
Everest.
Parliamentarians.
The
The
trophy
Diplomats
is
trying
at
to
Everest
hold
as well.
on to the trophy that they would have won last year, 6 goals to 3, Troy.
Yeah, well, as I said from the inception, it would have been an exciting game. Played at the pace that we expected it to be.
Yeah, definitely.
Because we don't expect to see anybody running beyond what they can do at this point in time. But we've seen brilliance of football from both sides, proper passes, players creating spaces and the ball passing through and so on. From both sides, that run from Gibson and the shot at goal, that was an excellent piece of play. And when he scored, and then the tackle, that was a little injudicious move at the top of the circle there by the diplomatic defender, creating that penalty opportunity.
All right, so we're going to take a quick break. We're going to take a break, actually. It's halftime. The score 3-2 in favor of the Diplomats.
Trophy is here, ladies and gentlemen. The ICC T20 Men's Trophy is here at Everest. Head of PR for the event, Damon Lemon, has the trophy. He's taking it across, I'm sure, to the Honorable Prime Minister, who's going to have the first opportunity of a photo up with this wonderful trophy. Mr. Speaker is there as well. As President of Everest, I'm sure it's a proud moment. Everest, one of the practice venues for the ICC Men's T20 World Cup this year. Yes, it comes with instructions, apparently. Six blockbuster games in Guyana, beginning June 2nd. Semi-final number 2 will be on June 27, all happening at Providence. Excellent. President of Everest, Mr. Mansour Nadir, is going to take a picture as well. Other members of Parliament getting an opportunity as well with the trophy. Honorable Minister of Sport, Culture, Youth and Sport, Charles Ramsden is in the venue as well. Minister Sonia Parag, Minister Pauline Sukai. You recognize Mr. Damon with the Michael Jackson gloves. There are some protocols for this trophy. I'd like to acknowledge the presence as well of Mr. Paul Skinner. There's an urgent call from Mr. Royston Garnett. We're going to begin to try to get one past the speaker. Mr. Garnett, you're up first. The chairman of the LOC. We have Frankie Wilson as well. We have Paul Skinner. We'll invite all of them to try to get one past the speaker. also have the Deputy Secretary General of CARICOM. We're inviting our Deputy General Secretary of CARICOM to come forward as well to try to get one past the Speaker. We also have a member of the EMT team who would like to try to get one past the Speaker. Come true, come true. All right, you understand that we have some ambassadors in the crowd. Ambassador of Mexico, Ambassador of the People's Republic of China. You're invited to try to get one past the Honorable Speaker. Mr. Dean Gobin, you're invited as well. ICC Men's Winter World Cup trophy is here as well. So we begin to try to get one past the Speaker. We'll ask one of our referees to assist. And you can take your photo and then come try to get one past the Speaker. Right, we're getting ready to get one past the Speaker. We have a nice lineup. EMT, ICC, forces with 2 left foot. Everybody we got. Ambassadors, members of Parliament, let's try to get one past the Speaker. 3 went past already, so he had some warm-up. Brandon Cyrus will supervise on behalf of the referees. Or is it referee Pert? All right, let's go. Her Excellency is heading to the penalty spot. People's Republic of China. You have to get one past the speaker to win a prize on the spot. We call him Mr. Steve Denval as well. Steve, you're 3 minutes on the field. You still needed to try to get one past the speaker. Or is that a warm-up? Good try, Your Excellency. We have Minister Sonia Parag, Minister Pauline Sukai, of course MPC Raj. Last year he tried, but he didn't get through. This is the real kick now. Go. Oh, yes. PM Phillips himself is going to try to get one past the speaker. That's a powerful kick. It's on goal. That's how you do it. We've seen 3 passes early in the night. In addition to trying to get one past the speaker, the ICC Men's T20 World Cup trophy is still here. EMT saved. Well done, Mr. Speaker. All night he talking, all night. The trophy is in front of the main pavilion. PM, the cameras were not on. The cameras were not on, PM. They were not ready for you there, PM. Let's go again, PM. Yannick, give the PM some space there. Oh! Oh, that one gone too wide. It's an annual feature, try to get one past the speaker. It's part of the Premier Cup. Started last year. Good try. Only one person has gotten past the speaker in this segment of the night. Where's Paul Skinner? Where's Paul Skinner? Calling Paul Skinner to the line. And Paul is calling Steve Ninval. Youthful exuberance. Youthful exuberance it is. Over the crossbar. Ref says that's it. Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. We'll have to do some at the end of the game. The ICC Men's T20 World Cup trophy will be here for a little bit longer. This is your opportunity, ladies and gentlemen, to get up close and personal. It's in front of the main pavilion right here at Everest. Everest, the practice venue for the upcoming T20 World Cup. Matches in Guyana at Providence. Mega matches, blockbuster matches. Teams like West Indies, Papua New Guinea, Uganda, Afghanistan, New Zealand, all in the house at Providence. Tickets on sale at the box office at the Guyana Cricket Board office on Regent Road or online.
Okay, we are about to restart. You ready? So we are about to restart play here, the second half of this grueling encounter between Guyana parliamentary team and a diplomatic team. So the score 3-2. After the first half, the team would have had an extended half-time, 20 minutes, where they had a little novelty, kicking, scoring. They had to call in the diplomats to try to score goals against the Speaker of the National Assembly, the Honorable Mansour Nadir. I noticed the diplomats from the Chinese embassy and the European embassy, but I think the Speaker is coming back out, yes. He's really enjoying himself here. We have a slight drizzle once again here at the Everest ground as we prepare to start the second half. So the score 3 goes to 2 in favor of the diplomats. They won last year on the 70th anniversary of the Parliament, Guyana Parliament. Play starts now. It's Gibson sends the ball, big kick down the line there, and it looks like number 2 taking possession, and Pearson being dispossessed. The diplomats try to win it back there. So fresh legs on both teams.
DPL in blue, leading 3-2 over the host team Parliament in yellow and black. Exciting.
So a few more players being brought on there by the Guyana Parliament. And they have quite a large bench, I think. maybe 24 players or so against 17 for the Diplomats. But they're throwing. It looks like the Guyana Parliament will take possession there. Number 2, whistle going, and one of the players going down, one of the Diplomats going down, being helped up by Gibson, and it looks like number 8. So the referee, Pert, will have to pay keen attention to this game here. I think you have some younger players coming on now, and shot taken there,
What a shot.
and one more goal there
Another one goes past the
for
speaker.
the Diplomats.
DPL extending their
So
lead
4
now.
goals to,
4 goals to
2.
2 over Team Parliament.
and let's see who that player
Opening minutes
is.
of the second half.
We'll have the replay in a short while.
Warm welcome
Yes,
to
here it
Everest,
is. It looks
to
like
each and every
here.
one of you. On behalf of sponsor as well,
A left foot
Premier
shot.
Insurance. I'd like to
Number
recognize
7.
Mr. Anil Singh, Chief Executive Officer of Premier Insurance.
Yeah,
Title
David
sponsor
Fernandez,
of this event, the Premier
the
Cup.
Spaniard. David Fernandez scoring the goal there. Just about 2 minutes into the second half.
All right, Troy. So David Fernandez adding the 4th goal there for the Diplomats, Troy. And it was a beautiful shot. You know, he's playing pretty calm. He's from Spain. Another World Cup winner as well, too, as you said, is a World Cup squad. And at the half, though, Troy, we had the ICC T20 Men's World Cup trophy at the venue, where, you know, it made its way to the venue. They had it's making its rounds in Guyana.
Yeah.
They had an event at the bandstand not too far from here, and from there they came and had its turn. People had an opportunity to take photos. You can't touch it. It's only for the World Cup winners, a protocol that changed over the years, Troy, because we've all had photos
opportunity, yeah.
with a photo,
Yes.
but with the trophy when it was here in Guyana in 2010.
Yeah,
It's the
well,
second time we're hosting the T20 and the World Cup, ICC World Cup is coming to the Caribbean for the 3rd time. The first time 2007 and 2010 Troy, and now they're back here again as well too. Guyana being the only country to host every tournament that is being held by the ICC in the Caribbean as well too. So
yes, and then not forgetting the women as
the
well.
women's as well too.
So
Correct.
it means that Guyana is a true cricket venue.
Yeah, it is a hub.
And it is unfortunate sometimes when we don't get the opportunity to see the bigger teams, England
Yes.
and Australia,
I'm-
because
I know.
because they look at it more from a tourism standpoint.
Correct. I guess
And
you'll
they
have to
take
wait
it,
until the semi-finals for that.
Yeah.
Because one of the
One
biggest
thing
match in
that
the
is
opening round
evident,
is the
gender
India
balance
versus
in this
Pakistan
game.
game is being played in New York.
Right. So we've suffered
10 for
tremendously
Team
over the
Florida.
years. I know that
Lisa
one of
Bascom.
the challenges would have been the hotel.
And another goal
there.
pass, their
Again.
keeper. That goal there is scored by number 11 for
Excellent
the
finish.
Diplomats.
Team DPL
I'm sorry, I'm not
extending their
I'm not seeing
lead
his name
further.
actually on the
DPL 5.
That's Pierre Gates.
Team
No,
Parliament
Pierre
Pierre-
Gates.
no.
Yeah.
2.
No, not number 11. Sorry, I'm sorry. Pierre Gates is number 11. The guy doesn't have a number on his jersey though.
Oh, yes.
Right
yeah.
there in our
In fact,
our
they
frame.
have but 2 players.
Right. But nonetheless, it's 5-2. Maybe the Diplomats are looking to overhaul their score from last year, from where they would have won 6 goals to 3. And we're seeing a rather porous Speaker of the National Assembly and go. I'm wondering if the Parliament doesn't have a backup keeper though.
Well, they had a backup keeper last year, and it's surprising that because the Speaker only played about 20 minutes, and then he came off. And by that time, it was already 3-0. But he saved, participated through the entire first half, and is here starting in the second half too. So he's enjoying himself more than anybody else.
Definitely. All right, so the score in this one is 5-2, and we're just about 6 minutes or so into the second half as well too. If you're not joining us, you're watching if you're not joining us on Facebook, though, you're now watching the annual Parliament, Team Parliament versus the right here at the Everest. The weather, again, it's beautiful, it's cool, and I don't think the quality of the video is doing any justice. Right now it's really good, but you know, the lush green of the Everest. And I was speaking to president of the Everest Club, Saman Zunadi, who's in goal actually, and he was saying that they're really transforming the venue into a multi-sport facility. It's not a cricket club, so he says it's a Everest Sports Club actually.
Well, it is a sports club because, in fact, I represented Everest
Special evening
hockey.
as well
Hockey,
to
right.
Yes, in fact, I brought hockey
Her
here
Excellency, the Ambassador of
back
the
in the
US to
80s. So
Guyana.
we can say during that time, you know, we had
And
hockey.
it has always been like this.
Yes.
Okay.
And then squash came in, and lawn. Well, they've always had lawn tennis here, and now known as tennis. So it has been a multi-purpose club, basically.
And the Diplomats hunting another one. The Diplomats hunting another one. Lennox Schumann there, trying to get around the youngster. Well, the youngster easily got around him actually. Little fine touches there, the Diplomats. And sorry, the parliamentarians have to clear that one out. The Diplomats looking hungry at the sideline. We see Minister of Culture, Youth and Sport Charles Ramsden Jr. there with us as well. And we're having some slight drizzles right now, Troy. We're seeing it. And
I think
they threatened earlier, nonetheless.
Yes, I think the Parliament team has gone beyond their bench, because from
Anything that
the
comes
amount
from
of
above
players
is
I've seen
blessings.
on the field,
Welcome a little bit of a
I
sprinkle.
want to
It's May,
suspect
June after
it's more
all.
than 22 players already would have had an opportunity to play. But here is Gibson once again, the man who opened the scoring, takes a shot, and the second attempt there by one of the Diplomat players, one of the Parliament players, is no good. But here it is now, number 4 for Parliament, sends it down the line, but cleared away eventually, and the ball is running loose and will go out of play.
Feels
So,
like two
as I
in
said
favor
before,
of the
they would have
team
had,
DPL.
that's Rodwin
Special thank you to
Trier
all of our
Fortune.
sponsors tonight.
So we've had some
National
players
Assembly,
here that we did not
Premier
have on our
Insurance, Clear Waters,
original list. So it means that
Embassy
some
of the
players
People's
would
Republic
have,
of
you know,
China,
been
Indian
brought
High Commission,
to participate,
Guyana Football
because it's
Federation,
all fun. It's not
Mr. Rob
hard and
Edwards,
fast. It's not FIFA
Gary
regulated.
from the Canadian High
So it's
Commission
rolling
office,
subs.
Ambassador
So everybody
Rennie,
coming out and
Van
enjoying
Ness,
themselves, having a run. I don't believe that the
Charlie,
Diplomats would have had
Sulan,
the amount of
Star
substitutes
Marquee
as
Rentals.
the parliamentary team, but they're still standing up stoutly. And a shot taken there by Gibson once again, the man who seemed to be goal hungry this evening. Ball coming across
Special
there,
thank you as well
and a
to
shot
the
taken by Pearson,
G.
but
Holmes,
it goes off the field of play
Guyana Power
for a
and
goal
Light,
kick.
National Data Management Authority,
So 5 goals to
Guyana Fire
nil.
Service,
The Diplomats
Caribbean
lead the
Surgical
Guyana
Inc.
Parliament side, and I want to see it's a all-star Parliament side.
Definitely. I haven't seen the director of sport back in the game though, Troy.
Well, I
Made a
believe he
cameo.
would have had he would have had enough, because he was one of the early starters. A shot taken there once again. So the Diplomats are trying to
He
would have had increase the tally here. He would have had enough. They want to keep the pressure on, try to keep it. It's even down the line. Even if the Parliament brought
encouraged
in
to
younger players, they would have
have a
stacked up
second look,
the
a
goal
third look,
scoring
even a fourth look of the
at a
game
very high rate. So
on FLSport.ui.
they might only be able to
It's
mellow out
also available on
in the end.
FL
But
Sport on YouTube.
it's 10 minutes into the second half, and I believe Brian Joseph has left us.
Yes, just to see Stephen Val left us.
Yeah.
Um,
So
what
most
was
of
it?
the players from the starting team are not on the field right now, and a very confident Jake.
See.
Pearson takes a shot, a very tame shot,
I was expecting a little bit more from her.
The players from
with
the
that
starting
shot and
team.
goal, given the fact that she's
But I want to believe she's found the player was in an offside position.
Oh no,
So,
he came
yes,
out though. He came
yes,
out.
yeah, but
He came
she
out.
was a
And
little
down the other
cautious.
end, yes.
Another
It's
goal
another
there.
goal.
know,
So it
it's
looks like
the
we're
sixth
heading to
opportunity and
this
sixth
look more like a
rotation.
football a player.
Another one goes past, Honorable Speaker.
The same person that would have scored earlier.
Team DPL
From
6,
the other.
she's
Let's
found-
see the replay.
2.
Yeah, but this
Seems
one
like
of the players
one-way
without
traffic.
a shirt, a
So-
numbered
Mr.
shirt,
Steve Linval.
and it wasn't on
Minister
our
Hugh Todd.
official list of players here.
Correct. So the
So-
score is 6-2 at the moment. The Diplomats leading this one. And
Shahid
as I
Mohammed
mentioned,
is
maybe
on the
they're trying to
field.
overhaul their score from
Shahid
last
take
year.
charge.
Well,
With the
they've
score.
already
Yes, they tied it actually.
they've tied it actually. So let's see how it will go. I doubt whether we'll see Brian Joseph back in this game.
Of course not. I don't think so. You see some of the female
Yeah.
players getting some action
Yeah.
for the Diplomats. They have a different looking side though. The Diplomats, but the score line right now, I mean, it's football. It's a game of glorious uncertainty. It's a beautiful game, but it's not so beautiful tonight for the Parliamentarians, trailing this one 6-2. The keeper, Speaker of the National Assembly, Mansour Nadir, would have had what? All the goals scored against him last year?
Yes.
Yes.
No. In fact, the first three.
The first
And then
three. So that's-
he was substituted. In fact, he substituted himself.
maybe
being the
would-
captain.
now would be a good idea to do
Captain
that.
extraordinaire. But from what I'm seeing here, it looks like more the Parliament side do not have the players that they had last year. They had a few, former nationals and so on in their lineup. So when they brought them on in the second half, it brought about a difference in their build up and so on. But from what I'm seeing, this substitution doesn't show that they have a very good bench. So a
Excellent
throw in
clearing
there.
From number 10 from Team Parl, Eliza Bascom.
But as we said, the
Project
Diplomats, they
officers attached to the Ministry of
practice
American
a
Affairs.
lot every Saturday. This parliamentary
The
team
Diplomats and Region
might have
number
been
7.
here playing, competing for the first time together. So they might be at a little disadvantage. But the Diplomats, once again, a shot taken there, comes off the head. And it looks like Gibson, who is moving forward.
EMT.
Not much support this time. And the whistle going. I think one of the players was struck to his head. And according to the rules of FIFA, the game must be stopped to ensure that the player is in proper order. I think he was struck on his ear. And he's being substituted. So number 21 coming on now. And oh yes, Brian Joseph is back. Trying to organize and get this team back on track. Because since he left, 2 goals were scored. So he's now back and trying to reinforce the defense once again wearing the number 28 shirt. But I believe when we look at what is happening on the field, the referee should have changed their uniform, or one of the players, the substitute players who have similar looking shirts to the referee. Something should have happened there. A
There
good,
is-
good take there.
Looks
by-
good. Looks
Very
good.
good take. Very good take.
He looks good.
I think that's the best
Even
save
though
for the night.
he's having some talks with
Still 6-2 in favor of Team DPL.
the keeper. The Speaker of the National Assembly might want to have a word with the official.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what it is. Maybe he's complaining that too much goals are being scored against him. I don't know. But however,
It looks more like an appeal because he's on his knee. So it looks like he's on his knee appealing for something there. But as it stands right now, the score is 6-2.
He's having a word with the young goal, with the guy that would have came on and scored 2 goals in quick succession.
Yeah, I think his shirt is similar to the keeper, as I was saying earlier. And either the keeper should have changed or the player should have been using a bib.
I don't understand though. What's the difference in the?
No, his uniform is similar to the goalkeeper and the assistant referees.
Oh,
the blue.
Oh.
Yeah, that's what they
Yes, it looked like the assistant referee. And
that's
the referee
right. That's
on the
right.
pitch.
Yeah. So
Correct,
the speaker might have been
confused
by what happened there. So they're trying to get that
Well,
player
I don't think I don't think that you would have a referee with the ball in his
Slight
feet,
hold
right?
up and play.
no, but
Someone is requiring
it's
some
very very similar. And
medical rub.
I believe that the referees they normally come
Or
with,
it will
with
tell.
more than one kit,
Correct.
and they should have been the ones at halftime to make that adjustment.
Yes. Or as you said, have the player put on a bib.
Yeah.
It looked like he
It
changed
looks like
his
he's
shirt.
got a similar blue.
Yeah,
Let's see.
he changed his shirt.
Because it's not only one, there's also another player. No, he's wearing a lighter blue shorts and a dark blue top here. I think he's yeah, you see? It's not much of a change if you really look at it. But there's much debate between the referee, the captain of the parliament team, who is also the speaker of the National Assembly, and the technical director of the GFF. So a lot of discussion here, no football being played at the moment, as they're trying to iron out the little problems the second half. Another player with, as I mentioned, he's also has to change. I believe to remedy this situation, I believe that the referee should be the one who should change role.
Yes, I believe the referee should change as well too. You know?
in Guyana. Right after the ICC Men's T20 World Cup, South Africa will be in Guyana for a test match.
So if have
Before
a
that,
game is being
one
held up
Guyana
here.
T10 tape ball blast comes up in the first week
So
of
still
August.
deliberation between
Save
the
dates,
referee
ladies and gentlemen.
and the captain. In
August 1,
fact,
3 and
the
4,
captain of the parliament team is identifying players in the
biggest tape
field
ball
who
tournament,
might be a little
arguably
problem.
in the Caribbean.
But I think the referees themselves should change their kit.
Yes, I think the referee themselves. I think they're changing. No, they're back into the game as well too. Maybe that will go down as stoppage time as well. I'm not sure what happened. Yeah. So the score is 6-2 in favor of the Diplomats, who are having sort of a little run on goal there. A youngster is on the pitch for the Diplomats as well too. And the referee, that's a foul. I'm not sure, and it's going to be a penalty as well. So it's the second penalty in the game. A little tough challenge there from the parliamentarians, from the parliament side. And there is a replay, how it happened. And a little shoulder there. That's a little nudge there on the player from the Diplomat side. And it's going to be the team's captain, Suleiman. He is hurt, but nonetheless, he's going to step up to take this one. He's going to take this one himself.
Penalty being awarded to Team DPL. Mr. Speaker is ready.
And that's the goal there from Suleiman.
On target.
So it's 7-2.
7-2.
It's the team
Team
captain
DPL.
scoring that one.
Widening this gap.
7-2 in favor of the of the Diplomats. I'm sorry, and that goal is scored by Rida Amri, sorry. Rida Amri is the scorer for the Diplomats in that one. And at this point in time, I'm not. Maybe the parliamentarian side, the parliament side, only have one goalkeeper. And I know it's going to be a long night for the Speaker of the National Assembly, Mansour. He would have conceded 3 goals last year, added to the 7 this year. That's 10 goals in the 2 matches played between these 2 teams. The Speaker of the National Assembly would have conceded. But if you ask him to do it again, he would certainly take up the challenge.
Yeah, well, it's not only, remember they had a few novelty events, so he would have taken some more goals during the halftime as well. But I believe he is really enjoying this. We cannot take it away. Yeah, I believe he's enjoying it, and we shouldn't take it away from him. He's one of the organizers of this event, and he's really enjoying himself. And you have to give kudos to him for his efforts. But I believe that penalty was spectacular.
Yeah, it was scored by the Canadian.
I don't even believe a first-class keeper would have been able to save that.
Yes,
it was well-timed,
good defending there
well
as well,
placed, and everything. So we've seen, as I mentioned earlier, the brilliance of the players. You could tell that some of them would have had very good days on the field. Some of them look a little bit over what we expect as players now, but they're still running, and that's the critical thing, because the fitness or the exercise is what is important. The ball running all the way, they call on the keeper because it tried to save a corner, but he would not have been conscious of what is happening there.
At this point in time, I don't think that keeper wants to move from that line. At this moment,
Oh, it's a goal kick, actually.
It's a goal kick. It's a goal kick. I don't
So
think
it's taken by
Mr. Nadir would want to move from that part. And we're just about 25 minutes into this one, though. They're more or less, yeah.
So
And
Gibson once again,
getting down the line.
but he's been double teamed, takes a shot.
And Jake has been good in the goal this year, though. He had 2 goals conceded against him, 1 from the penalty and the other from Gibson, which was a very beautiful goal as well, too.
Jake, he saves well. In fact, when you really look at it, you could tell he's a natural sportsman, right?
Yes, yes.
He can adjust to any situation, because there's no one would just offer to be a goalkeeper unless...
No, at least not me. I
Yes.
tried it before, and it really didn't work out well at the media games for me. I had about a few goals conceded. I conceded a few goals as well, too.
Well, my
A little
days at
extra-
school, I was a goalkeeper.
Troy, you was a goalie. What position you play in hockey?
I played defense for Guyana.
You were
But
defender.
football, I played hockey, goalkeeping hockey too, at one time. But I eventually became a defender. But in football, I was always a goalkeeper. And when I decided to stop playing football is when I played against a team and 6 goals were scored against me.
I just got to ask,
At-
what's the most goals you
at Torres
conceded?
Park, because I was actually playing goalkeeper and central defender, because my team abandoned me, and I said I had
tried
enough
it.
of this.
And there's Pearson trying
But
to
Pearson takes a shot,
Yeah.
and
Nah,
straight to Jake.
Jake is going to take that.
And
I
take
tried
it
the
easily.
I tried the goalkeeper position a few times, Troy, and I could tell you, my teammates are still probably furious with me because everything that come to the goal. So at one point, people from all the way outside are saying, "Try the keeper, try the keeper." The disrespect, but
Yeah, but even cricket, I used to wicket keep. I
Try.
like to be the custodian.
I know the Speaker of the National Assembly. He would definitely do this again because it's fun for him,
Yeah, that's what I'm
It's
saying.
very
He's
definitely
enjoying
fun
this, and once again, the Diplomats are going,
Excellent
taking a
effort
shot.
from Rob.
The man, listen to dear jersey says goalie, making it known that he is the
He's the
goalkeeper.
goalie.
He's not playing now, but he's having fun tonight. Though he's actually happy with it.
And Pearson now trying to
And throws
send the
ball
attack forward.
Yeah,
But then we've seen a little lull in that kind of intensity
Yeah.
that the parliamentary team had earlier.
I'm not sure because I mean they're deflated, right? 7 goals to 2. That's a tall order to overcome.
Well, I don't believe it has to do with the goals, but the players that are on the field right now, they're not gelling. And Pearson's trying a lot. They have Brian and also Gibson. But we've seen the departure of Collis, one of the goal scorers, the earlier goal scorers, and a few of the other players. I am trying to locate Tafari David because I know he was one of the mainstay of the team from
Okay.
last year. I
Okay.
saw him in the list, but how the substitutions are being made, I don't know if he's still on the field. But he was one of the players who really generated that interest in the team in the second half last year.
I think the Diplomats are quite contented with the amount of goals with the goals that they have right now, and just they're not pressing too much, but sit back a bit and allowing Darius Gibson, who has a goal in the game, scored the first goal, and Jake takes that one nicely, looking quite good. You seem like you've gotten comfortable between the uprights, and but it threw it in the path of Devin Sears, though, member of Parliament from the opposition, hails from Linden, and he.
Well, I think we should also give credit to Matty Edwards, the female player on the diplomatic team.
Correct.
She has been there all along,
Yes.
and
Don't think she
been-
was substituted.
No, she has been there running all the time and looking very, very, very
She's
fit and
Well, I could-
comfortable on that
I
field.
could tell you, Troy would not have lasted that long on the field.
Well, maybe would have come off at the same time with the director of sport
Myself and Steve would have probably been sitting on the sideline talking by now.
very early.
He had a cameo. And he was never to be seen again in the game.
But while we might be laughing because it brings fun to what is happening here.
Correct.
It's not this hard and
No,
fast
it's not.
football
It's-
game.
It's called
So,
football, right?
Yeah, so we're enjoying it just like our viewers here tonight watching this.
Many of whom have
this-
tuned in on social media. The comment section is quite funny as well too. In this one, a lot of people tuning in. Some people are asking me if there's VAR in the penalties. One person said it's not a penalty. I'm saying, don't think FL Sport reached the point of having VAR as yet, right, John? But so they've been doing a good job tonight. So shout out to the guys at FL Sport, and I know FL Sport have been doing a lot in terms of trying to bring sport to your homes or via social media, I should say, or to your fingertips via social media. A lot of cricket matches, football matches,
Yeah.
and they have been covering
As
we've
we've done a lot with the
as well.
with the the
One Guyana
heritage
tournament,
games
right,
and
exactly.
so on, right?
So it's good as they're now getting their feet wet in it, and it's a very enterprising, if I should say, venture, because it's something that's is lacking significantly in terms of having sport now in the advent of social media, having sport more visible. I think FL Sport have been doing a good job with
I
that.
think we need a lot more of this because in my days of broadcasting and so on, I started broadcasting commentary since around 1985.
Mm-hmm.
So when you look at it, and we used to cover everything from rugby, football, cricket, basketball, and we're not seeing a lot of these games being
No,
covered.
it's on radio especially too.
Yeah, and radio. So I think a lot more needs to be done to bring sport to the people.
Correct. And
Right.
I think now with social media, you have more options rather than broadcast, right? And
Yeah.
it's just hit the woodwork. Get off of the woodwork there. So yes, I think with social media now, with more avenues, there are more avenues to broadcast matches. But I think one of the elements that are missing right now in sport is having that radio coverage. I can remember as a young boy in Linden, before migrating, like we used to hear a lot of football on radio. I accustomed to hearing Troy Peters on the radio as well, with a number of other people, Frankie Wilson on the radio, Claude Davis,
Well,
and
Gibson,
they're calling games.
Yeah,
Now
Gibson
it's
is
missing.
down and back up, looking ready to go again. He had a little
Nudge.
nudge in the goal area of the diplomatic team, but he's back up and play has resumed. So you weren't missing football while we were having a discussion, but the Diplomats still lead by 7-2. But we're taking this opportunity also to bring to light some of the issues and things that we can positive things that can happen in
Definitely.
the development of sport because Raul himself
Speaking
is
of positive, though, there is Diplomats making a positive run, Troy, on goal, and there is
that's
and
a,
he's going to sell this one really well. Roberto Cruz, he has the opening goal of the game. Pearson looked fierce with that one, Keisha, and he was dancing around her door, Troy. Here he is, though, the Brazilian, a little samba move and tackle there.
yeah. It was a late challenge.
Little challenge.
And she should have been issued with a card here.
Yes.
There's a referee calling her actually.
Yes.
That's right. She will
She
receive
was going to be issued with a card.
a yellow
His
card
pocket.
to match her
He's
shirt.
taking out a yellow card.
Yeah. Yellow
A
card.
late
That's
challenge
right.
is the first card of the game.
First card of the game, and I believe it's worth it. It's warranted. That was a very harsh tackle. And
Why are they going all the way back there? The foul didn't happen there, though. The foul happened closer to the 18.
Remember, they are the defending champions.
Maybe that's where they said it. Where the referee wants it, but it's very close.
this
to
is
the
what
18.
we have to guard against, because some of these players are not, players that play on a regular basis. So
Correct.
a tackle like that could cause a lifelong injury, and I think the referee should try to call both teams together and
Temper the
caution
game a
them.
bit.
Yes, temper the game, because it happened last year, and one of the players was very physical against one of the Diplomats, and he was called, and actually he was sent off. He wasn't sent off, but he was substituted subsequently, because some of these players are much younger and they run every day, so they're in much more physical condition than the Diplomats.
It's like the legend game that was in Trinidad. I watched the game, and it's good seeing it's like Cafu and Rivaldo and Romario and those guys. And the referee, it was a nice game, nice match as well too. Not too physical, but they allowed them to play it. A little touchy.
Shot taken there.
Shot and go, but it's wide.
Wide with the mark.
They haven't been able to trouble Jake in goal though. So
Jake is hands akimbo, looking very relaxed, like if he's about to walk off the field without any complaints.
Jake Courtois,
yes,
big goalkeeper for Real Madrid.
So almost
my team.
15 minutes remaining in this match. I don't believe they will go into any injury time. They will be using running time to end this game as quickly as possible, because it's not only about the match but the socializing afterwards. They have the presentation of prizes, and then they have a little reception afterwards where all the players and officials congregate and have a little meet and greet, basically. I think Prime Minister is still here, and in fact he was very active during the halftime. So the parliamentary team going on the attack once again, but cleared away eventually by the Diplomat side. So it will be a throw-in for Parliament, the player without shirt, without number, and tried to get around his man, but no support is there. Number 25 plays to Joseph. Joseph now taking control of the play, sends it down and headed away. So it's a ding-dong tussle, but the Diplomats are not giving up.
No, definitely not. And so, yes, they're looking at the referee.
You see the younger players, you can see the aggressive
The
behavior.
younger players will definitely be a bit more aggressive.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yes.
And that's what happened in the second half last year.
Oh, the same thing.
Yes, so
Yeah.
they got to be mindful of what is happening, because it can cause serious injuries.
Oh, there
Oh,
is a-
lovely.
Oh, lovely.
Lovely goalkeeping there. You have to give
Mr.
Yes.
Speaker,
Jack his jacket, or Manzur his jacket. So you have to give the speaker his jacket there.
as a save of the night,
The save of the night. John is calling it on the PA. He's doing the announcing on the side. A number of diplomats are here actually on the sidelines watching on.
Yeah,
from the
diplomats, both the,
representing the
yes,
various
the,
countries,
yeah, the
the People's
embassies,
Republic
the,
of China
right,
as
the,
well too. They're here. You know, not on the pitch, but the representatives are here
well,
as well too.
it's two communities, the parliamentary community and the diplomatic community. So they're both enjoying themselves, and then they will have a coming together later on where they will
Yes.
socialize, and,
I saw a
and it's
number
building
of-
relationships.
I saw a number of parliamentarians here too, from both government and opposition, watching on, which is good to see. You know, so you know, there's a nice night out for everyone. We
Yeah.
had our day in the media just a couple of weeks ago. I was robbed and finished by 1 point. I finished fourth. I was robbed of that third place, but nonetheless, it was a very good day out.
Okay.
You know, we had fun. I was beaten in everything. But we actually had fun. I felt every single pain the next day, Troy, but we had fun.
Well, I could just imagine what's going to happen to these players,
You know,
because
they're
it's
gonna
not
feel it
about
tomorrow.
a 15-minute or a 20-minute, but they have been going
Yes.
throughout this match, and some of them have started and still going, including the captain and a few others from the diplomatic team. So they are not giving up. As I mentioned,
And
oh,
another
not a goal. Oh yes, but a diving save this time.
Diving
No, a diving
effort
save in the
vain.
goal.
Yeah.
It's not. He tried to dive,
Not one goes
but it's,
past the Honourable
it's
Speaker.
8 goals to nil by Pierre. I think that would be Pierre's what, third goal. I think it's an hat
Yes,
trick.
it's third. Yes, hat
I
trick.
think it's a hat trick for
Defending
Pierre,
champions,
the Frenchman,
sitting
getting a
pretty at
hat
this
trick. And this
stage,
one says 8 goals to 2.
leading 8 goals to 2
Diplomats
over
over
Team
the-
Parl.
Team Parliament.
I believe.
And
Premier
the
Cup
Keeper of the National Assembly,
2024.
Mansour Nadir, he doesn't see
Brought to you by title sponsor Premier Insurance. We're into the second half. We've seen 10 goals already for the night. Lots of friendships being created, lots of memories. Premier Cup becoming a staple on the calendar of events here at Everest. Still 8-2.
Moving forward and expect that
I'm
things.
guessing that you're going to have a discussion about that tomorrow at the GFF Secretariat, right?
Well, I can say that it might start from tonight. You robbed me a goal.
It looked like a penalty from where you were and then and screamed, but the referee had a better look at it from his position on the field. So it's 8-2, just about 6 minutes or so remaining in this one. It is the Parliament side is having a run and goal. Jake came out, and it's going to be the third goal of
What
the
a
game.
finish.
And a Cristiano Ronaldo-like celebration there.
You sense that
for
something
the
was coming.
Youthful. You got to say
Something
the youthful
spectacular
goal
game.
scorer.
Get his number. So he had his CR7 celebration.
now for
Jake
Team
conceded his
Parl.
third goal of the game, and the score is now 8
Defending
goals to
champions,
3. They're
8.
still down. There's still a 5-goal
Team
deficit
DPL 8,
for them to
Team
overhaul
Parl
in
3.
just about a couple of minutes. We're 5
You're
minutes
into the
or so
second
left
half.
in this one, and it'll be interesting to
Way
see
into
how
the second
the
half as
game
well.
would change. Might have changed going forward. So it's 8-3. The Parliament side scoring their third goal of the game from open play.
And another player brought down there, the parliamentary player. So the referee awarded a throw. The young player once again.
Yes. So it's a throw now for the Parliament side, and they're trying to see if they could pull a rabbit out of the hat to erase that 5-goal deficit to see if they could end in a draw, or else the Diplomats would hold on to that trophy. Nicely controlled there by the Canadian diplomat, and he a little flick on the ball there, and we're seeing them hunting that third one, that fourth one, and now it's cleared. Had beaten Jake, the keeper, the Canadian, in goal for the Diplomats.
Momentum now with
And
Team
then
Parl.
we see the Diplomat side just clearing that one.
Is it a little
just
too
off the
late?
line, denying the Parliament team their 4th goal.
Special
The
thank
score
you
still
to
remains 8 goals
Premier
to 3.
Insurance,
And we're
title
playing here
sponsor
at
for
Everest. They played
the
here
Premier
last year.
Cup.
The Diplomats won 6-3.
National
And right
Assembly,
now, they're leading
Office of the
8
Prime
goals to
Minister,
3.
Clear
Just
Waters,
about
People's Republic of
4
China,
minutes
India
remaining in
High
this one
Commission,
in regular
Canadian
time.
High
So if
Commission,
there would be any stoppage time added to the
Guyana
contest.
Football
But so far,
Federation,
we've had a good exchange
Caribbean
on the
Surgery
pitch.
Inc.
Everest, I was
Ambassador
surprised when I
Rene
came in and
Fernandez,
seeing Everest as a
Charlie
lined out for football.
Sulan,
But
Star Party
maybe
Rentals,
it could be an
Caribbean
additional venue for the
Surgical
Guyana
Inc.
Football Federation. Who knows? But nonetheless, we are witnessing this encounter for the second time
Thank you as well
between
to the
these
Guyana
two
Fire
teams. It's an
Service,
annual affair.
National
Little kick and a
Data
miss there
Management Authority,
by the parliamentarian
Guyana
side,
Power
and there
Light,
she is going forward. One of the
G
females on the pitch. She is working very hard. She's held that one up,
and flsport.gy.
and a little fair exchange in this one as well too. And there is, not sure who that is, but they're trying to get an open look on goal. But the Diplomat team, they're defending very well, I must say. And a little ball cross, just missing the goal. And that's the game. Ref report would have called that one off. And Troy, 8-3. The Diplomats
Premier
scored
Cup
2 more than they did last year.
2024.
While the Parliament
Goals
side
once again, so
still on that 3-goal mark.
Yeah, well, what is more amazing is that the goalkeeper and Speaker of the House played throughout this match, And I
three.
believe with
So
maybe
congratulations,
a much better keeper
consecutive
or
years,
a
defending
more
champions, team
prepared
Or
goalkeeper,
more in tune goalkeeper.
or a more in tune goalkeeper would have made a
Platinum,
difference in the scoreline.
consecutive years,
But as I said,
team
it's
Parliament
more,
champions,
it's a
runners-up.
lot about the fun, the entertainment,
In a few minutes,
and
we'll
we
have the
all enjoyed
closing
ourselves here. And I'm sure that those
presentation
who
ceremony,
viewing tonight would have had a
some
good,
photo ops as well.
good
This was quite a
view
memorable
of
night.
and a good laugh of
Everyone would
what we
want
saw
to
here today.
take
In
Yes, it
some
did.
photos
cases,
to remember this
and
night
applaud
for a
some
long
of the
time
better
to come.
players,
Yes.
plays and so on.
And you know, it's good to see the
Football on the field.
camaraderie after the game shown between the two sides.
Premier Cup.
And I'm sure that next year is going to be bigger because,
Take a slight
you know,
break and come back
I
with
mean,
a
the
presentation.
parliamentarians would
Have some
definitely
music in
want
the
to win
meantime.
another one. At least one. You can't be beaten back to back by the diplomats. So next year, I'm sure that they will definitely come.
Well,
up
I
with
will
that.
make myself available as a goalkeeper. if,
Try at least,
if
so.
the speaker will allow.
If the speaker, yeah, if he would allow, because he looks like if that's a permanent position for him.
That's right, that's right.
Maybe it's just his way of, you know, keeping fit
Fit,
and
yeah.
exercise. 90 minutes in goal, conceding 8 goals and losing 8 goals to 3. And we're all Tony with me, Troy Peters and the technical staff there. I know they're having the presentation. We're going to go to the presentation there. You're going to
Join John Ramsing.
John Ramsing at the presentation area. And from myself and Troy Peters, it's been a pleasure being here with you.
Thank you very much, Rob.
Yeah, I get snappy. Alright. Goal post. You see the other one I'm fine. Okay, no. Uh, it'd be like it's
All right, ladies and gentlemen, just about getting ready to start this post-match ceremony. We're asking the footballers to come just a bit closer. Honorable Prime Minister, recognize other ministers of government, members of the diplomatic community, visiting public, and our footballers tonight. Let's put our hands together for a wonderful game of football. I want to welcome you to this closing ceremony. But it's not just a closing, it's a night to remember because I realize that many bridges are being pretty much built, friendships being formed, and I really, really enjoyed this night looking on from the sidelines. I know tomorrow morning when you guys look back at the videos with your muscle rub and so on, you will have some fun looking at this game as well. But a big, big congratulations to Team DPL once again. And you guys are champions because we have a runner-up. Big up to Team Pearl as well. Last year I heard them say, next year is we year. Well, I don't know what they're going to say this year. Next year is we year, that's what they're saying. All right, we have a simple presentation, like I said. We have some individual prizes and one mega team prize to give out tonight. But we must say thank you very much to Premier Insurance and a list of other sponsors. Anil Singh is here. We'd like to invite Anil Singh to join us in front. And tonight we want to begin. It's not all about long speeches, but we must have our host, the Honorable Speaker of the House, Mr. Manju Nadir, to begin tonight, say a few words. No doubt, a world of thanks. Mr. Speaker.
Thank you very much, John. Honorable Prime Minister, ministers of the government, members of parliament, excellencies of the diplomatic corps, our staff of the embassies, parliament, the manager executive members of the Everest Cricket Club, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. I know I promised last year that we normally would give first year trophy to our guests. And while I wanted to play hard and fast this year, my good friend Charlie said, please allow us to score 10 goals because this is his farewell match. So for Charlie, I tried to get 10, but I got 10 in total. So this match was played in honor of Charlie and his family, their farewell from Guyana, but as John has been saying, long-lasting relationships. So tonight, my congratulations to Charlie and the diplomatic team for retaining this trophy. And you played extremely well, and deserve it. I tried hard in the goal to give you the 10, but your guys were really, really good. So congratulations, and I hope everyone continue to enjoy the rest of the evening. We have dinner upstairs in the dressing room, there's dinner too, and a lot to drink as a farewell to Charlie. Thank you very much. My team, and I don't play football. And I'm telling them, look, you can't dribble past these guys. You have to outrun them. So your air game, you have to go to the air, right? But everyone wants to prove the speaker wrong. So next year I'm pulling some point of orders on them. But congratulations, my team. We had joining us this year MP Sears, MP Dineshwar, P. Cox, former Deputy Speaker, former Parliamentary Secretary, and current Director, National Sports Commission, Steve Denval, all from the Parliament. So we didn't, Charlie, we didn't stack the cards in our favor. Parliament versus diplomats. And to our staff at Parliament, they have been very amazing in terms of organizing this match. And equally important, our manager at Everest, Ms. Krista Norton, and her 16 ground staff over the past week who transformed this slush we had here into a hard surface that the speaker wanted. So we did bring out the heavy artillery, but the diplomats came with a drone attack this year. So congratulations and thank you, Krista, thank you, Sherlock, and our team from Parliament. Congratulations to everyone. And also, I forgot, Anil, Premier Insurance. Last year, Premier Insurance gladly consented to put up the trophy and some money again this year. They're our title sponsor, but we had also the European Commission, Parliament, the Office of the Prime Minister. I know he doesn't know what his staff did, but all of the streaming is coming from Office of the Prime Minister, National Data Management Authority. We have full medical services because we had a few 70-year-olds playing. So we had Guyana Fire Service, Caribbean Surgical. We have some of the beverages from G Homes, Canadian High Commission, Indian High Commission. A lot of persons just chipped in and made this a very, very enjoyable on the field and now off the field. Thank you again.
We'd like to also extend a big thank you to our referees. GFF did very well on field tonight. Referee Pert, Brandon Cyrus, Matira Thomas, and the fourth official, Alice Cummins. Excellent stuff. As we move on, we're hearing a whole lot about farewell, a whole lot about Charlie. Who is Charlie? Come on, Charlie, let's hear from Charlie. Let's say, not goodbye, but until we meet again.
Honorable Prime Minister, honorable ministers, honorable Speaker of the House, members of Parliament, colleague of the Diplomatic Corps, and especially as well friends and family that came out here, but not in the least, my wonderful diplomatic team. So I'm actually very proud tonight that we managed to organize this again with the Speaker and the Parliament together. And I truly hope that this is going to be an annual event for the near future. And I think, yeah, I'll leave it with that. I'm not a big speaker, so I think it was a great event. Thanks again for showing up. We had a big audience tonight. We had live streaming. And especially I want to make one comment. I want to thank Mr. Armstrong from CARICOM for providing the CARICOM playing ground because that's where we train every Saturday afternoon. So thank you all. Also our opponents of the Parliament, thanks for the great game. And my team, thanks for the great effort. Okay, guys.
We'll miss Charlie. We saw gender balance tonight. I want us to really put our hands together for a big round of applause for all of the females that took part on field today. And also we had one of the officials, two officials being females as well. Excellent stuff. One person I know been championing for women in sport. Big sport fanatic as well. We saw him with the ceremonial kickoff. We saw him trying to get one past the speaker. And I know he loves sport. He's staying on with us. And ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome our Honorable Prime Minister to say a few words on the occasion.
Thank you, MC. Ministers who were present, members of the Diplomatic Corps, Mr. Speaker, families, friends all, good evening. You would agree with me that we had a good afternoon today. So round of applause to all who put it together, all who participated on the field. My friend from the Diplomatic Corps told me he's gonna go easy on the team this year. So you saw the difference between the score this year and last year, right? They allowed the parliamentarians to score a few goals this year. So that augurs well for the future. Now this started last year, we have the tournament this year, and it will now be a fixture. So we will have the tournament again next year. And the parliamentarians will have their own ground to train on long before the tournament next year. And another observation, I'm not a coach, but another observation, ensure you have more than one goalkeeper, each team. All right? So all of us are winners today, right? We have the winning team, we have the runner-up team, and let's distribute the medals and the trophy. Well done, guys. Let's do it again next year.
Well done. So we're getting ready to distribute our prizes. We had one person that got one past the speaker tonight. We have a trophy for that person. We didn't get his name, however. So I'm going to be honest enough, come a bit later. We're going to ask Her Excellency, Ambassador from the People's Republic of China, to help us with our first medal distribution. Medal to our runner-up side. We ask our runner-up side to come up in a single file. Eight, 3, the score line. want to remind you, if you look back at the game, flsport.gy, flsport, have a look. 8-3, they're saying is very close. Director of Sport played his part as well, Mr. Ninval. Tonight we saw the ICC Men's T20 World Cup trophy at Everest. Do you remember Everest is hosting practice sessions? First match, June 2nd. Lots of tickets still available for those cricket matches. Really good to see the female participation in this football match. Coach Kieran Williams bringing up the rear. Thank you, Your Excellency. We now invite Minister Pauline Sukai to assist with the distribution of medals to the champions. And we call in the champions to come up to receive their medals as well. Minister Sukai also loves sport. Come on, champions. Put your hands together for our champions. Well done, Jake. Charlie is coming up. Someone said, "We love you, Charlie." Special thank you as well to the EMTs that were on the ground, ensuring that everything went fine and that we all will live to see tomorrow, medically at least. We'll go into the individual awards. Do remember, Mr. Speaker has invited everyone to dinner. Lots of young energy on show tonight for Team DPL. Really contest. We're asking for the referees. For the referees. Maybe you can come. We have medals for our match officials as well. Public Relations Officer of the National Assembly, Yannick December, will make the presentation. Materia Thomas, who was one of the assistants tonight, will collect on behalf of our colleagues. Very well done. She's receiving on behalf of colleagues. She's not the MVP. We have 2 individual awards. We have 2 individual trophies because although it's a team sport, individuals make up the team. So we go to most goals. And I'm not sure why I'm only looking on this side. Most goals. Most goals went past the speaker. I ask Mr. Speaker, to please make this presentation. Most goals, obviously going on the DPL side, came off the boot of Pierre Gate. 3 goals. So we're going to call on the CEO of Premier Insurance, Anil Singh. 1 minute, sir. Anil will assist with the next presentation. The next individual prize, it says here, Most Valuable Player 2024. And they did not put their hands in the bag, but this one came from the match officials, and they said, as if they're singing in one note, Pierre Gate, MVP of 2024. And we all know where the big prize is going. I will invite Honorable Prime Minister to make the final presentation. The final presentation, I will be calling on the team captain of Team DPL to receive the winner's trophy, Charlie. Congratulations, Team DPL, winning this year 8 goals to 3. Second consecutive year as champions, deservedly so. Well done. What a farewell to Charlie. To remember, it's not the end. We have some moments to celebrate, long night to cheer, and lots of memories being created. Ladies and gentlemen, we thank you so very much for your time. Do get home safely. Please take care of yourself and each other. We're calling on both teams just for a big photo. Both teams, one massive photo. PM did say we're all winners. One big photo. All right. team photo, sorry, group photo. We need a mix up. Josh.